Hey Ryan, did I just justify arrow to the knee? No, that's real.
That's real, okay.
Yeah, did I just totally justify arrow to the knee? You fucking better believe I did.
He did.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, apparently, so Kyle and I were having a conversation about arrow to the knee, the meme that is in Skyrim, because I was watching some clips from the Danny O'Dwyer documentary for No Clip.
Yeah, clips from No Clip.
That was on Bethesda. Yeah, that was on Bethesda and how they've made some of their games. And the guy who wrote Arrow to the Knee had mentioned how he was just writing a bunch of guard lines. And Kyle and I were mentioning that Arrow to the Knee wouldn't really make sense for all those static guards because all of them would have been killed, stopped by getting an arrow to the knee. Which is like, what? Is there some crazy archer that's killing them and shooting them in knees? And then Kyle had mentioned that in Viking times, the meme or reference, arrow to the knee, is what a lot of Vikings would say to each other as like a joke when they would say, I'm getting married. Which then suddenly makes all of that go from not believable to 100% believable.
Genius.
Like, yeah. Because if that is, and the reason that I totally forgot that, I totally forgot that that the Nords are meant to be Viking likes, right? Like that's actually a
hell yeah
thing.
That they are. And hey everybody, welcome back to Paj-anime.
But yeah, Paj-anime. I suppose I should recap.
Yeah, Ryan, recap last episode.
It feels weird to recap because we've recorded before this week, but this is the first recording of a day.
Yeah, we did this 2 days ago, but
yes. So we're kind of getting near the end game. We're
in late game for sure.
We visited Xanarkit destroyed. There was a small cutscene that happened.
We're still there right now, actually.
Yes, but I mean, like, we were on the outside seeing the destroyed, the ruins and stuff. And we caught up to the beginning of the game, obviously, at some point, but where Steve was narrating, and I remember Kyle being happy that Steve would no longer be narrating.
Well, I just mentioned it. I didn't fucking...
Yeah, last time, yeah.
I actually like Steve. Like, I don't think he's like cool like I did when I was a kid.
We don't have to hear those anymore. All excited. Yeah, you just mentioned it.
Yeah, I fucking know selling it.
In the way I'll just mention to you, hey Kyle, the Caps just won the Stanley Cup. Mm-hmm.
Casually. Maybe they have by the time this comes out. Who knows? Maybe they've choked.
Yeah, I won't know until after tonight at least. Anyway, because they're up 3-1 game. Anyway, game 5 tonight. Continuing. We got to the part where we realized there was no traditional final Aeon. It wasn't just the way we had been doing all these before, these trials. There was this lady, Luminescent, I can't remember.
Unileska.
There you go. I had the verbiage.
Well, I
right.
mean, Yuna's named after her.
Or sorry, the verbiages. What am I saying? The bridge of the word. I had the construct of it, but not the entire piece.
Yeah, you're the bones of it.
There you go. She showed up and was like, actually, you got to lose a Guardian, son. And we're like, oh no. That's right, because a Guardian has to sacrifice themselves to fuse to become the final Aeon. And, this is what reportedly Jek signed up to do, we saw in the flashbacks, because during our entire travels in here, we've been seeing some flashbacks, some of which through Oron's perspective, that have been showing his and Jek's journey when they went with Seymour's dad.
Yuna's dad.
Oh, Yuna's dad, sorry. I forgot. Seymour's dad was the other Guado.
Yeah.
We saw them both because of the wedding, right? So that's why I got confused whose dad was who, because, there was that whole dumb wedding side plot that didn't need to be in this game. Anyway.
Not your favorite part?
It didn't go anywhere. There was no point to it. It was filler, Kyle. It was like, well, we can't just go right to the journey, because that would be boring. So we'll give you this
we had to see the totally surprising Seymour heel turn.
That's what it ended with. It ended with that great underwater scene between the two of them. Great.
Oh, yeah. Hashtag cool life.
So once we realized that was going to happen, everyone decided to volunteer, starting with Waka, then Lulu. They were all just like, I'm going to volunteer. I'll volunteer too. And it was like, oh, this is going to be one of those things where
Spartacus.
We don't know yet, but Kyle has teased that maybe I have to make a decision about who has to get sacrificed. Then we fought her because we were like, screw this, we don't want to do this. But of course, as we killed her, she was like, that doesn't matter. Like, you guys, you still have to do this. And then we're like, damn it.
She said, now you can't do it anymore. Like we've taken
Oh,
away
if
the
you
option.
do finish me, right? Yeah, if you take away the option. But we didn't kill her. Like, we didn't finish her off, did we?
Yeah, we
I don't
did.
think so.
We absolutely
Oh,
did.
we did? So,
yeah.
So now we don't sacrifice anyone and we're fucked.
Right, we've destroyed the final summoning, so now
Okay.
the conventional means
Now
of
we're
dealing with
fucked.
Sin are fucked. Now
Yeah,
we
so now
have
if
to try
Yuna
to figure out
dies,
another-
it probably won't get rid of Sin because we fucked it up. Oh,
Well, yeah.
man. We get one chance at this? Oh, no. Are we the Capitals? You get one chance at this, guys, and you fucked it up. I guess you don't get one chance. So we might as well leave Yuna here and just leave now, right? That's what you're saying. Because we might as well go find another summoner and get ready for the next cycle so that we can get ready
Well, we
to
can't.
do Sin. And then this time
Unalesca's
do it
dead.
correctly.
Nobody can do it ever again. We've taken away
Oh
that
my
option
God,
for
we
everybody.
oh my god, we tea partied it. Oh, you idiots. They're putting... I want tea. It's too expensive. Throw it in the water. Throw their tea in the... Why don't you steal it? No. Because then we could drink it and it'd be practical. Let's throw it in the... Oh, it's...
Yeah, let's make a giant tea ocean, Ryan.
It's better. Listen, if you think how much those... Listen, in 6 billion years, when those fish can talk, they're going to thank you for that tea. Like, no. Anyway.
Dude, we're turning the entire ocean into a giant teapot.
Yeah, they're Picarding it. They're looking really far in the future.
Yeah, no. So just the reason that we killed Unalesca was because we realized that that if we continued with the final summoning, there was a 0% chance that Sin would not come back. Sin would always come back if we did that. Was the
yes?
So we
we
like,
think
well,
there's
fuck
a
this.
way
We
to
need a
kill
better
Sid
plan.
completely, but we don't actually have a plan.
No, but we
don't-
just figure that
This is
that plan
one of the
sucked.
most. This is going to anime, so it's okay because anime will Deus Ex Machina these kids through it and say that through the power of friendship or heart or garbage that somehow they did it. It's, Pokemon trash. But anyway, if this were the real world, what they just did was the life-ending decision that just caused them to die, basically.
Yeah.
Just caused them all to be fucked. Fast forward to then Fallout because Sin has destroyed the world and the few survivors who were smart enough. We know Owaka and a few people would have been smart enough. They would have went underground, right? And they would have built a new society, and then we could have tried to rectify it and found a real solution, or got the fuck off this place. Which I think is a planet. I don't know. We actually haven't zoomed that far out. I can't
Let's go to
actually tell.
space.
The final frontier. Anyway, that's about the recap. We did a lot of episodes, but it kind of was all covered in that little blurb.
Yeah.
Some of the episodes were grinding, if I remember correctly, through the areas.
Oh, hey, it's Sin.
Yeah, this thing looks cool.
Yeah, that's Sin, by the way.
See, this doesn't look menacing at all.
I know.
It's just huge.
Like, Sin is like...
Summoning's gone.
Yeah, Sin is
But
like a
I'll
big
think of
walrus.
something. Just give me a little more time.
Do you remember when we were watching, or remember when you watched, I can't remember if you watched it, but the Neverending Story?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, some of the fantasy-looking types of creatures in this remind me of that type of stuff. Which
Yeah,
is
a little
also,
bit.
it's like especially with Sin, sometimes I'm just like, it makes them look friendlier than they might be. Shit, Sid's here with the ship.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well,
Crash right into him.
Sid's not going to live very long.
Sid, what are you doing? He just flies right by Sin?
Yeah.
Why?
He's here to pick us up.
Sin just flies by it, no problem? So
Well-
Sin's just like, later, bro.
Well, yeah, because, like, Steve was just talking to Jeff.
So Sin is not actually a villain?
Well, he, like, sort of is.
Okay, slow turn. Okay, say something.
Look at my shoulder.
Nobody.
And everyone's head and Lulu's boobs.
Why aren't we talking?
Aren't we the happy-looking bunch?
Fucking Sid.
Frana!
There's the icebreaker.
Where? That all you can say? Why don't you think of something?
Riku's a dick
Well,
to her brother.
Okay, I'll just wave.
Any good
What is
ideas?
this conversation?
Come on, help us.
what do we know? Sin is Jet. Thus you have a link, a bond with Sin. That may be our key.
Maybe if you just go back to the
So,
Matrix where you
what do we
belong,
do?
dream kid. Get the fuck out of here. Maybe if you accept that you're not a real boy,
We
Pinocchio.
think and we wait.
Go back into the whale. Oh man, this is
Two
Pinocchio.
things I'm bad at.
Wasn't his dad in the whale at the end?
You're a
Pinocchio?
whale.
Yeah, it was. The dad who built him. You know the big whale in Pinocchio? No? Sin's a fucking walrus or a whale. Shut up. He's
Ryan,
a big dumb mammal
The
creature.
whale in Pinocchio? You're thinking of... Pinocchio doesn't have a whale in it. You're thinking of, Moby Dick. What the fuck are you talking about? Pinocchio's whole thing is that he's a real boy.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm 99% sure there's 0 whales in Pinocchio. What the fuck?
Pinocchio whale. Upon returning home, Pinocchio and Jimmy find the workshop vacant. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Stating that Jello had ventured out into search of Pinocchio, but was swallowed by a giant sperm whale named Monstro. Thank you.
Wait, what?
And then they have to go in after him. I remember that from Kingdom Hearts, because there's a level where you're inside the whale looking for him, just like in the story.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So,
Also,
Kyle,
this
what
is-
I'm saying is, Pinocchio is actually
What you're
just
saying is
anime.
more than everybody here. Also, yes, Pinocchio's anime. But you're saying
Yeah,
more than
well,
everybody
I
in the
needed
scene.
to say something, because apparently...
Oh, look at
people-
Sid! Look at Sid, he's crying!
These people are all complete strangers, based on this
They're
scene.
talking as much as Kamari.
Nod.
The fuck was that scene?
Nod. See, I'd like to try to
We need
imitate
to
what they
sit
did in
and
scene,
think
but
this
then
through.
you don't see me, so
There
there's
has
no
to
way.
be a
I
way.
can't. Just be quiet, that's it.
Still thinking.
Kind of sold that
Thanks for
a little
telling me.
long.
Yeah.
So much
you
for the
could've-
final
you didn't
A
need to
on
say still
solving
thinking.
everything.
I could tell by the Or, you know, you could have just spoke like a person and said, talk to me in a second, I'm thinking about something
We'll wait till
important.
you think of a plan.
There
Get
we go,
that
Sid
noggin
tried to.
working.
Yeah. Kyle, what's the... Steve, what do we do?
I don't know. Walk this way and
How do
hope
we stop
that a
Sid?
cutscene?
Rush
Walk this way?
and
Shit.
we'll lose everything. We need to plan carefully.
I don't know. We're probably supposed to go
Okay,
talk
we're
to
on
Yuno or
scene.
some
Why don't
shit.
we let Oron make the plan?
Oh, it's Rin! What's up,
May I
Rin?
help you?
Hey,
Oh my god.
sure.
We haven't had items in so long. I need to restock.
Yeah, you were starting to run low on some stuff, that's for sure. Gotta get those Albeds back. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't know there was a whale. That actually tells me that you didn't see Pinocchio, and you only know of it by there's a boy. You saw the you cover judged it. Hey, there's a boy with a thing.
No, I just
If you had watched it at all, you would know that their whole
I
plot
was
is
read
that
the
whole-
story
the
as a
boy-
child, but we
It's
didn't
the-
have the whale thing going on. It was just like he became a real boy, and it was like, oh, perfect. Now I'm a real boy.
That wasn't. Yeah, that's not the story. The story. He doesn't get to be a real boy at the end. Even in like the poem in the book or whatever. He has to go back.
The versions
That's the
that
whole
were
consequence because he can't keep him going, or some shit like that.
the versions that were read to me were different.
Sounds like you got some
Disney
hashtag fake versions. Yes,
Fake
it sounds like
Disney
they were
news?
like he can't handle the darker parts, so we're just gonna.
No,
skip
just
them.
I don't know. There's like tons of like those like Disney ass versions where like everything's totally fine.
Yeah, but like the Disney version of the movie, for example, has the whale.
Okay, I don't
That's
know.
what I saw. But granted, this was at the time when, like, if I remember correctly, this was at the time when, like, Alice in Wonderland was also
Thank
the
you.
kids' movie, and if you remember correctly, that movie was basically insane drug stuff.
Yeah, they were
I've
not.
seen that even as a
upfront
kid,
about
and my
that.
grandparents were like, "This is crazy. This is crazy. What is this?"
Yeah, it was a little bit fucked. Also, holy shit,
Listen,
this is a lot
a
of.
high majority of kids writers just get baked out of their minds and write.
Yeah,
But I believe the case of Alice in Wonderland, the writers actually admitted that they were on acid.
I mean they
wrote that.
clearly were. Keep that, and I'm not gonna keep that.
So if we have to get swallowed into sin, by the way, and then find your goddamn Jack sitting there in his goddamn rocking chair. Hey there, Steve.
ridiculous.
That's done. We gotta unplug. We gotta unplug into the Matrix.
Ryan, that would be ridiculous. Come on.
Also, that would then be Pinocchio as fuck.
Oh yeah, that would be. If this entire story was just Disney.
And also kind of weird, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because like if there's a level, by the way, where we're inside of him, like we're inside Sin, the whale, and your dad's inside of there, and it's all that thing, then I don't know. We're gonna have to experience that again in the next game we play for Paj-anime. That's what you're saying. That's the exact same thing. That's silly. but like weird. But I don't. Maybe they were. I don't know. Because right, because that's the thing. Them ripping on Pinocchio is even weirder because they literally have a Pinocchio level in the next game they made, Square Maze.
Fingers on the pulse, Ryan.
Listen, there's only one kind of anime. It starts with a capital A.
Is it
For those who don't know, the anime, whenever we say anime, the broad stroke, the brush, it's the capital A. When we say anime to reference like animation or Japanime to reference, it's all lowercase. That's the difference. I know you can't hear that in
Yeah.
with language, but in written word, they know the difference.
Yeah, I guess. Thanks for cluing me into that one before I
It's like
started
how you know
writing
all
it.
these things are named items. Break lance, fire moon. Look, they're all capitalized appropriately.
Yeah, they're pretty
Ductile
rad.
rod. I haven't been looking at your inventory at all. I'm just letting you kind of figure this out now that we're.
Well, I'm
so
just
close to the
selling
end.
stuff because I need money for items.
No, I know. I'm just saying I haven't really been paying attention to what you're doing at this
Oh,
time.
I'm just selling garbage I'm never going to use.
No, I know. I'm just saying that I'm not concerned at this point about paying attention to your item
Yeah, no,
management.
it's fine, Ryan. It's fucking fine. I might actually need that. I'm never
I mean,
gonna
this
need
isn't
that.
exactly that. Listen, you just sold that haze. I could Jim Ross it. I mean,
Thank
and
you.
the haze bracer sold for 300 gil.
Yeah, that's what you should be doing, Ryan. God damn it.
An auctioneer. Morphine log. Now that sounds crazy.
Yeah. Just about making
Flexible
sure.
arm. I
Oh,
mean, that's just most. It's not really an item. That's kind of just a thing that people have.
I think the idea is that like it has so many open item slots that you can turn these into whatever you want. And Tetra is for the defensive items because there's 4 slots for them. But
Thank you.
I don't have enough money to give everyone that stuff, and having enough of the actual items is more important. Any more fucking remedies?
So what you're
and
saying
shit?
is you're not going to get the god tier armors.
Those aren't the god tier armors, but yeah. No, I'm also not going to get the god
Thank you.
tier
The
The
armors.
sub god, based on where we're at the game, I don't imagine you'll get much more.
Oh no, there's like legendary armors that you have to like go on quests and shit for that like we're not.
Oh, that we won't be getting.
Yeah. One, because I don't know where
Assuming.
they all are. 2, they're a pain in the ass.
What's up, boys
Oh, but
and lady?
I'm looking for Yuna. So,
What's up, guys from Borderlands? Better watch out, they're psychos. Gonna
I
kill
mean,
you.
those are the Albed Sykes. So,
Oh man, I didn't realize that.
yeah.
Sykes, and they
That's
look
the
kind of
team
like
name.
the site anyway. Again, it's everything's anime.
Yeah.
Can't stop
You can't say
buying
this
it.
ripped off Borderlands and this came out in 2001.
Yeah, well, listen. I'm pretty sure that style is a
good.
thing before you putting
At all.
steampunk goggles on your head
What
was
are
a
you
thing
talking
before
about?
Final
Yeah.
Fantasy.
All this time I've been thinking about how to
People
defeat
from like
sin.
the steampunk era are gonna come back
But
from the
I-
dead. Hey,
Beyond
copyright
the teachings
infringement,
of
you
Raven,
assholes! Mike here.
I know nothing.
Yeah, you're right. You're
I don't
basically
know.
useless.
Yuna, no apologies.
That's okay.
Apology is running. Yuna never run away.
Except for that time we went
Thank
to the
you,
forest
Kumari.
and had a water makeout session.
So,
Kind of ran
Kumari,
away then.
You got any good
Cool
ideas?
I've never had any good
Heaven's
ideas.
The teachings
So-
won't help us fight sin.
If
No
only we'd
answer
realized
in
this from the
teachings.
beginning of the game.
Answers lie outside.
Can anyone travel through
Must
time?
know both sides
Steve,
to
you seem
find
like you
answer.
can.
Both sides.
Micah knows much. Find him. Make him talk.
Make him? What are we gonna
That's
torture
it.
him? Waterboard him?
You rock.
Yeah, way past cool.
Yeah, that they should turn Martin Freeman's Watson into that. Whenever Sherlock does some smart thing, you rock. That'll go over well.
Now, Sherlock, you rock.
No, he's got to say it more British, more. He's got to be like kid at a party.
Pip pip cheerio. He's gotta like no sell it.
Pip pip cheerio. I don't know if he ever says that, but okay.
He's going for stereotypically British, dude.
They don't eat Cheerios over there. They don't sell Cheerios.
Hey guys, I just had a great idea.
It was my idea. Let me tell them.
Yeah, Waka, you
It's
dick.
like this, yeah?
I
Oh,
just
he's
thought-
still gonna.
The hymn's the key.
Ah,
The hymn?
Lulu.
Yeah.
So Jack
If we
likes the
Christmas
hymn of
carol
the
loud
faith,
enough, Sin will
correct?
love just like us, and then we'll create a new world full of anime.
That's why he was listening to it in Makalania.
Sin.
It's a sweet
violence
jam.
incarnate, listening peacefully.
I know it's your old man, and I don't mean no disrespect, but
No, it's fine.
He's
I've
kind of a
gotten used to
dick.
Let me say it. If we attack Sin head-on, we've little chance of winning. However, if he hears the hymn of the faith, he will become docile.
yeah.
For like a second,
and that's
probably.
when we make our move.
You think you can one-shot this thing?
Might be against the rules.
He's not
and all,
really a
but who's
deer,
keeping track,
and you don't
yeah?
really have the weapon that you need
Yeah.
to do it.
Ryan, I know he's gigantic,
Yeah,
but
it
we
could
have
work.
our sword
A ship.
and a blitz ball.
Yeah. It's
And the
worth a
ship.
try.
Yeah, you're right. If you throw that blitz ball in the
Just right.
Listen.
Death Star
Believe
it.
it or not, if we go, Death Star. If we go down a certain pathway of Sin, we'll find an opening right to the thing that'll blow him completely to smithereens.
Hey Ryan, good news. We have fast travel now. You know,
Hey.
36 and a half hours into the game.
Well, that sounds
Nice
like
concept.
a plan to me. Our
Yep,
baby
whatever
here'll
that
take
plan
us
was.
anywhere we want.
Anywhere? Oh, well then why are you fighting Sin? Let's leave. You said anywhere. Just go to another world. Without Sin. You literally said anywhere. You shouldn't say that.
You're right.
Anyway.
That was a mistake. All right, Ryan.
See, in these tense times, these guys use a lot of like ridiculous hyperbole and catchphrases.
Hyperbole.
Where did they learn them? That's what I want to know. They don't have TV shows or anything. Well, I guess maybe they learn everything from Blitzball, and I guess that's a problem.
Ah, here we go.
Blah.
Also, yeah, Sid does that every time you go somewhere.
Sid's riding a horse.
Yeehaw! This is better than Mardi
Also,
Gras.
we just showed up to a place and just like bondage.
Well, we flew there. Just
I
like,
know.
You've seen that
We
shit
flew to
before.
bondage, a chocobo in bondage.
Yeah.
That's the name of my new short story.
Yeah.
Do time to do a little grinding. All right, what are we doing now?
We're going to get
We gonna go
another
for some
summon, Ryan.
summons?
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. Got to continue to fill out the roster as well. And in the process, I'm assuming we will level up a little.
You fucking bet.
Grind some of them souls.
If you're gonna cut these motherfuckers in half.
Do. This thing is such like a Greek design to me.
It's really
It's
cool.
God of War enemy. It is cool, but total God of War enemy.
Yep.
I would have not just said so maybe until the snake tail. That completes it for me. It's just like, okay, guys, you're just literally every monster together.
Yeah, son. Freeze this bitch.
Farewell.
Warren doesn't give a shit. Look at that damage.
What if they remade this game, Kyle?
If they remade this
Like the
game,
Final Fantasy 15 engine. Like it's more open world, more action. But what if instead of you just going around everywhere to fight Sin, it's like that's still in the game, but because they let you move around, they actually just give you like an entire world that you can spend time in with stuff to do.
I mean, that'd be pretty dope. I like this world a lot.
And then all these cool designed monsters would then be to scale. Right? Then you just be riding around on your chocobo, and then suddenly you look up and there's this great giant fucking three-headed thing with a snake tail. I feel like at that point though, all those enemies need to be one-off Dark Souls bosses. You know what I mean? Like it's like, come on, do the design justice.
Yeah.
What if Final Fantasy X but Dark Souls? That's what I'm saying.
I got the A-team in here.
They need to give you something else to ride. Well, I guess you'd have the flying ship. Yeah, man, imagine flying that around in an open world. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, I think they're already doing all right.
Huh?
This world's all right.
That's what I'm talking about, the world. But I'm
Yeah.
saying if it was in a different engine is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah,
A
yeah.
playable
They have,
engine. A
yeah.
non-turn-based, not this engine. Again, the Final Fantasy 15 engine.
yeah, I can
think
get down
it's
with that.
the template. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to use some of that going forward. I don't know if they ever make another Final Fantasy. I don't think they will.
You don't think so?
15 was in development a long time.
It was, but they've always.
I don't
they've
know if
also,
you knew that,
always got multiple of them in development.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now they're working on the 7 remake
Yeah.
and Kingdom Hearts. I'd say that's 3. And they're making, I don't know if you know, but they keep making updates to Final Fantasy 15. Like new
Yeah.
DLC and patches and things.
I'd be
Plus
surprised
they have
if
an
we never saw
MMO, right?
another
They have Final Fantasy 14, another MMO.
Yeah.
That's doing really well now, and people after they because they remastered it to it. Sorry, they redid it to a degree, like they re-updated it all and kind of went through it all, and then people have been loving it since then. So yeah, like I said, I don't know.
I would be
If I remember correctly,
surprised if
we
never
first
did that.
heard about Final Fantasy 15 in like 2007. Final Fantasy 15 came out in like 2017 or 16, didn't it?
16. Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost 10 years. Like it was in development. It's because it was initially meant to be a PS3 launch title, I believe, or like in the early life cycle of the PS3. That's when they had started conceptualizing some of that, and then it was just like, nope.
I mean, it couldn't have
shit, we don't know
been
what
expected
we're
to be a
releasing.
launch title considering 13 hadn't even been.
They didn't. They were working on 15 first. Like its number changed. It was supposed to be a lower number. Like what happened was like, because remember they released 11 as the MMO on PS2, then they started working on 14, which was the MMO for PS3, right? And then 12 was already out, so then they started working on 13, which was meant to be what 15 was. But because the development was taking so long on it, and they ended up they just ended up having to go back and revisit. That's why 13 came out, and 13-2 is because they put other studios on that or other devs on that to be like, shit, we got to release a Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And then they were like, this isn't what we're coming up with isn't going to be 13, and then they continued to go back to it, and then they finally, I mean, it makes sense, right? 15 is such a different game than any other Final Fantasy game playing wise. Like 13 still had some turn-based aspects to it, right? 15 is like entirely a different game.
Yeah.
And also the open world concept, like again, 15 is like the Metal Gear Solid 5 of the Metal, you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, this is just an entirely different type of game. This is more of an open world game for sure.
Indubitably.
Don't get me wrong, I think I like what I played at 15, and I think that it's interesting that it's still turned out so unique, and I think ultimately that'll probably make it one of the more worthwhile ones in the long run, because if you're looking to play one that's a little different than all the, like if you're getting fatigued, right? Let's say I'm going to play a bunch of Final Fantasies, and we play 3 or 4, and you know, in a row of the turn-based ones, you know, it's nice for a breather.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But just considering its cursed development, you don't often hear that normally. But there was a good chat. I remember thinking that a lot of people were talking about when it first came out, like 15, like thinking that it's going to be a trash fire, right? Because it was in development for so long. And switched consoles, and I believe obviously it would obviously have switched lots of internal developers too, right? If you're going through that type of strife, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, absolutely it did.
Oopsie. Who's your favorite Final Fantasy character?
Of
Main
all time?
character. It has to be a party member. Or a villain. Villains count too, if they're just like the main villain.
Might need a second with that one. Do you have one in mind?
I'd be Squall. That's why 8's my favorite.
Okay.
I just like Squall, not just as like
I mean,
he's got a
Squall's
gun sword,
rad.
but I just
Like,
like
the
I
gun
really
sword
like the
Scar
setting.
are pretty
Like
rad.
it was the to me it wasn't necessarily homages, but just like the anime, if you will, the anime connections between Harry Potter and Final Fantasy VIII is what worked for me when I was watching, like when I watched Harry Potter later. I was like, oh, okay, it's like Final Fantasy, like it's the school where the kids are in a group and they're figuring stuff out through classes, and there's a whole plot line going on behind the scenes that they're connected to. Okay, I get this, right? I understand, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
And 8 opens with lots of that.
Enough.
Cut you in half, bitch.
I like Squall because he's kind of like if you were to combine Auron and Cloud. Like he's kind of he's not existential, but like he's not unnecessarily existential, right? He'll think to himself, right? He's not always just like I'm gonna be the type of things where it's like I'm gonna out loud talk to myself about ridiculous things, and just like he'll usually just think to himself, right? But and he'll be a little talkative, but like during some situations he's kind of like Auron, where he'll brood. But he does obviously there's in Final Fantasy there's a whole romantic subplot as well. So especially early on, one of the early cutscenes that they rendered that was crazy was like a ball where you're like, you know what I mean, the school ball or whatever, where you're where you're
trying to
dancing with
figure-
your love interest, who's also, I believe, a fellow student. Because of course.
I went to the wrong place. Is
Fair.
it- Definitely not Beacon L. If I go here, I get fucked. I could have sworn that like it was right before the calm lands, but I guess.
Oh, you don't know where it is?
No, I know where it is. I'm trying to figure out how, the easiest way to get there. You know what? I guess. Fuck. This is obnoxious. Maybe I can do it from like
Here we
Magellania.
go.
No, because that took me right to fucking Beacon L afterwards.
Also, I'd say Sephiroth's my favorite villain. As much as I
yeah.
think FF7 is overrated, I think part of the reason it's overrated is the same reason a lot of people love The Dark Knight. Sometimes when you just nail a villain, it works. People just want to come, you know what I mean? It just
Yeah.
works. Like, I actively look at all the Sephiroth stuff in Kingdom Hearts as well is rad to me. It's just like, because he's just a ridiculous... His sword is like 12 feet tall. He's ridiculous, and he has wings. Like, he has the most, like, come on, this is one thing that people are like, oh, he's so dumb and lame. I'm like, you can't tell me you like Vegeta and you don't
No,
like
they're the
Sephiroth.
they're the
just
same.
They're anime as fuck. That's the whole reason they're cool. Like, it's the Darth Maul effect, right? It's when something's just so ridiculously in universe that it's just anime. You know what I'm saying? It's anime as fuck. It's
Yeah.
like that's ultimately why I think Sephiroth is interesting. He's not like some elaborately, intelligently character. It's just like he's a ridiculous conceptually. Conceptually he's ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely. Pardon me. So now that I'm thinking about it, in fact, the place that they want us to go to progress the plot is also the closest place to the first summon that we want to pick up. So we might get a little sidetracked with actual main plot before we get to it, but we're going to fucking.
Oh yeah, we should probably share play, right? I see what you're saying. We need to.
No, I mean
episode
like
break.
we're gonna end the episode here, but like we're also gonna end up possibly doing main plot before we get to that side thing. It's not gonna force us into the point of no
That's
return or
fine.
anything.
As long as we can't go back. If we can't go back, then we're fucked, right? Like that's the thing.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
end
yeah.
up
No,
finishing
no.
the game
Point of no
before
return.
then whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if we don't, but if we could do it before finishing the game, then
We're also not like right at end game yet. We're still not at the point of no return.
I love how they give you the fast travel when you're also not right at endgame, but close, not
Yeah,
right at endgame.
it's like here. If you want to go back and do some shit you missed, fucking here you go nuts.
Here, Batman, you've almost saved the city. Here's your car. Like, fuck, thanks. I could have used that earlier.
Yeah.
Fucking Morgan Freeman.
Well, we had it for a bit.
Let me
then,
down,
you know,
Lucius Fox.
Then we had to go.
Sid's Lucius Fox in this situation.
Yeah, absolutely, he is. And next time we'll go to fucking Bavel, hit up the High Bridge, and either go for Maester Micah or the first optional summon. See you guys then.